The Tetraktys is a mystical symbol which was very important to the secret worship of the ancient Greek school of philosophy called Pythagoreanism. This seemingly simple symbol is associated with planetary motions and music, but more importantly, it holds the key to unleashing the secrets of the universe, and more specifically, it can help you unleash your full brain potential. The Greek word Tetraktys comes from the two words tetra, which means four, and aktis, which means ray. In other words, the four rays. This symbol was so powerful that the Pythagoreans prayed to it and swore an oath to it. Something like this: "Bless us, divine number, thou who generated gods and men. O holy Tetraktys, thou that containest the root and source of the eternally flowing creation." Could mere mathematics based on this mystical symbol create an entire universe? And how can you use it for unlocking your full brain potential? In this video, we will be examining it from an intellectual point of view at first, and then you'll have a chance to experience a mind-expanding, I would even say mind-blowing exercise. So stay tuned. What does broccoli have in common with the Big Bang? And what does it have to do with advanced video games that simulate our world? One thing: all are based on the simple formula that create infinite complexity. This formula is that of Benoit Mandelbrot, Z to Z squared plus C. But you don't apply it only once. You take the result and feed it back into the formula. This is exactly reflecting the Tetraktys. Do this often enough and a pattern emerges. The more you repeat this calculation, the more complex details are revealed. Ultimately, you could repeat this infinitely, the only limitation being the processing power of your computer. The pattern one can find here looks strangely familiar and widespread. The most important characteristic of fractals is their so-called self-similarity, of multiplying oneself. Look, for example, at a fern leaf. It is made of smaller and smaller copies of itself. The same is true for the Romanesco broccoli. The branching patterns of trees follows this principle, as do the courses of rivers. Lightning spreads into smaller and smaller branches, each sharing the same features as the main bolt. But also man-made structures organize themselves into fractal and Tetraktys patterns without us actually planning them this way. For example, here is a map of all the roads leading to Rome, a map of the internet. It's especially fascinating that even your own body shows many fractal characteristics. Thanks to its fractal structure, your lungs have a surface area of 100 square meters, enabling them to efficiently absorb oxygen. This oxygen is then transported through your bloodstream into your brain, in which the neurons are interconnected exactly like the fractals and the Tetraktys. Every thought you think, even right now, at this very moment, is a cascade of electric impulses traveling through the fractal network of your brain. Here is a simulation of dark matter in our universe. The visible section is 10 million light years across. Even on these scales, you can find the same fractal Tetraktys branching patterns as in the neurons of your brain, in rivers, or in the lightning. With today's computers, we can take these fractal formulas and add a third dimension. With simple math, beautiful 3D worlds can be created. As it turns out, the easiest way to simulate a world as realistic as possible is to use the Tetraktys formulas. It doesn't matter if it's a whole planet, a spaceship, a tree, a rock, or a simple blade of grass. Every detail is the fractal result of a mathematical formula related to the Tetraktys. Don't you think it's time to consider the possibility that these formulas are a fundamental element of our cosmos, and specifically your own being? Over the next 15 minutes, you will have the opportunity of unlocking your full brain potential while meditating on these beautiful geometric shapes arising from fractal and Tetraktys formulas. As you are focusing on these patterns, begin to notice how your brain is opening up, expanding, coming alive. Be open for insights to come to you, inspirations and answers you've been looking for. Prepare yourself for quite a trip over the next 15 minutes that will unlock your full brain potential. That this second part only available to patrons.
Head on over to patreon.com